Thank you all for tuning in. This is As Deep as It Gets, and I'm your host, DPasz. Go deep! Hey guys, Dean here. Welcome back to As Deep as It Gets. So, a lot's happened since the last time we sat down. Got a couple funny stories to sort of tell here, and so let me just start and take you back to last Friday night. Good song, by the way. So picture this. The whole thing, I'm not even kidding, it was like a movie. You can ask my friends. I kept saying that. This is like a movie. It really felt like it. So, first off, I want to give a big thanks to Jake Ray for getting us the tickets to the Pirates game. But what he pulled next was absolutely incredible. So, kudos to him. I hope to have him on and he can even talk about this experience. It was absolutely insane. So, it's Friday night, and we're on the third base line in PNC Park. It's me, Kolb, Dylan, Jake Ray, Mason, the whole crew. Jake had just met this new business contact, and he somehow manages to talk him into letting us take a picture on the field. Literally the first time talking to the guy. And he's trying to gently feel him out like, hey man, do you think that we could maybe like spread a little bit of our buddy's ashes out here, just trying to be cool and casually talk the guy into letting us, scatter some ashes and real smooth like. But before Jake can even finish the ask, Mason just pops the lid, flips the thing over, and starts pouring Patrick right there on the infield. And this dude's face went so white, like you would have thought he'd seen a ghost. He was like, hey, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing that for? And we're all like, laughing like little girls and trying not to lose it because we don't really know what to do. And here we are on the third baseline, literally stomping Patrick's ashes into the third baseline in PNC Park. And I was like, Mason, why are you stomping him? He's like, because we got to get him mixed in. And it was just so funny. And I don't know, heavy moment, but classic us. I mean, reckless, but somehow still wholesome. It was goofy. I thought we were getting kicked out of the place for sure. I thought there was no chance we weren't getting kicked out of PNC Park in that moment. And the whole thing was just, sort of like one of those scenes you just don't ever forget. Like I said, it was like a movie. Hilarious, healing, heartfelt, and a little ornery all at the same time. Just what you'd want. And I know Patrick was looking down smiling at us because it was I don't know, in that moment everything felt so real. It was, as you can imagine, just even us getting down there to take the picture and the fact that we managed to get down there, the whole thing. It's just wild to think we grew up running around Shadyside, being the Pirates every year in Little League Baseball, and then playing wiffle ball, pretending we were the Pirates, and going to MLB games with Prune and Frank Klein, going to Pirates games, and now we're here sneaking Pat onto PNC Park. It felt like, taking him to one last game, I guess. So, I don't know. Afterward, we hit up the North Shore. Naturally, that's where my buddy Kolb used to live, and we used to spend some time down there. I'm pretty sure that's where he met his wife. But we soaked up the city. Pittsburgh has always sort of had that pull on me. A lot of memories, there, including me being young and stupid and jumping off that bridge. Don't do that, by the way. It's funny how, like, one city can hold so many memories for a group of friends. It is that, and then we have our own little village of Shadyside, but it's crazy. All the good times in Pittsburgh, and I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful for my friends. And another good thing after that, after we all parted ways that was Friday night. Saturday, I got to spend some time with Colby and Danielle and their kids, and they're a blast and kept me busy all weekend, pushing them on the swings and playing with them. It's actually a little one of theirs birthday today. Happy birthday, Dakota Marie. Big 3. I got it on the board there. Happy birthday to that little one. She's a gem. And I just wanted to tell her that. And tell Colby and Danielle, thank you so much for all the hospitality over the weekend. It was a blast, and you know, it's it's great having friends that are family. You know, I'm so blessed in that regard. All my friends feel such like family, and I love them so much. And it's every time I leave their house, I usually don't want to. I feel it feels like getting to spend time with loved ones. And happy birthday, Dakota Marie. So on my way back, I don't know if you guys listened to the last pod, but I hope you tune in as you can. And but I mentioned a big shout out to another one of my best friends, Taylor Brown, TB. And on my way home, I was actually able to meet the new baby, Elena Eve, and even hold her. I will, it was such a good experience, and it was so good to see TB and meet his new baby, him and Audrey's new baby, and so nice welcoming in Elena Eve to the world, and I'm so happy I got to meet her. I'm just happy for him stepping into fatherhood, and uh, you know, it's just so great to see him and his family thriving, and just how life keeps moving forward. And he's gonna be off on paternity leave for the next 6 weeks, so I get to spend some time with him. It's just crazy just watching your friends grow up and step into the new chapters of their lives, just as they do. It's such a beautiful thing to me, and I'm really proud of him and all his hard work he's done. No one deserves it more than that guy. So big shout out to TB, and I'm happy I got to meet Elena Eve. So let's divert into something else a little bit. So when I got home, there was a totally different vibe going on. My roommate had moved out. Uh, Duke the dog is gone. The house is quiet. No more tippy tappies on the hardwood floors. No more things that no I'm looking around every time I make a steak or make some chicken or make something. I'm looking around for Duke, and he's just not here, man. It's like a ghost town here, and it's really different and something that I'm getting used to. But I did just get some good news that I think Colby might be covering for his job, Columbus area, so I might be able to get to see him more. But it's just it's quiet. But so that was totally different. And surprise, when I got back, I had a notice at my door that my lease had auto renewed at a way higher price. Like it went up like almost I wouldn't say double, but like 35%, something ridiculous. So I like 33%, or yeah, about 35. And so I'm looking at this notice like, well, first off, my roommate just left, and now my lease is up 35%. I had to go into that leasing office and explain to them that this just wasn't going to work, because if the lease renews at this rate, I'm not going to be able to stay where I'm at, obviously, and I don't really want to have to move in a month. And not that I have much stuff, I'm more of a minimalist anyway. But I I walked into the office, and I was just sort of like, hey, I this is my fault that this lease renewed. I didn't, I guess I didn't address it, but I thought had the time, and I just ran out of it. And but I've invested in this place. I bought some nets for you guys. Is there anything that you could maybe do to help me out, because I don't really want to move? And can we work something out? And I even before I walked into this leasing office, I had said a prayer. I said a prayer and asked God to give me the strength and the patience and the willpower to deal with these people, and pray that they would not give me too hard of a time. And guess what? They didn't give me a hard time at all. They actually lowered my rate for me, and got it back down to almost what it was originally when I first moved in. And it felt good. It felt good for me to stand up for myself and sort of win that battle. But the house is quiet now, and it makes me think a lot, and it's been pushing me towards this creativity and towards growth. And that's sort of where I'm at. I'm trying to turn this silence into something good and really lock in and focus on what needs to be done. But at the same time, that can be a little difficult. That's sometimes easier said and expressed than done. A lot of people can talk about it, but doing it's a whole different ball game. But speaking of which, I've sort of developed a plan to try and implement and do it, and maybe I can go on record and keep you guys updated. If you followed me at all now for this small little portion where I've kind of put myself back online, maybe even leading up to these past 6 months, I think. But you probably know I've tried 75 hard before. But this time I'm bringing Scotty along with me, and we built our own version. Uh, it's called Brotherhood 75, and it's still two 45-minute workouts, still water, still reading, but we added in some prayer and some devotion, and we trimmed some of the fat of 75 hard just as a plan and how we're doing it. But it still falls within the requirements of it, and we got this clean daily schedule, and we got 3 days in the books now, and it's just mainly about like remaining disciplined without burning out, and holding each other accountable. So it's already helping. Getting up at 5 a.m. is important, and it's also tying into something I want to start here on the show, which is a word of the week, essentially, which is tying into the devotion part of this and the faith part of this. And this week's word of the week is actually faithfulness. And this is going to be a new segment on the podcast. I'm going to call it the word of the week, because I don't know if you guys know, or you guys might know, I like words. It's always been something I've liked, and each week I'll pick one word, something that's shaping my life or that has shaped my life, and I'll sort of just break it down and maybe how it relates to scripture. And even though it's not just about religion, even though God has been teaching me a lot about this word here, it's about showing up and being authentic and loyal and honest and committed to the work or the person in front of you, and hoping that they're doing the same in return. You know, 2 Samuel 22:26 says, "To the faithful you show yourself faithful." Joshua 23:8-10 say, "Hold fast to the Lord your God." Faithfulness isn't flashy, though. It's something that's under the wraps of things. It's something that's hidden in humans. It's not like a outward trait that you can see. You don't know if someone's faithful until their faith is tested. And it's about keeping promises even when no one's watching, man. And sort of kind of goes right in line with discipline and doing the work when motivation is gone, staying faithful to the work or to the person or to the relationship. It's staying true when quitting's easier. That's sort of what I'm trying to live out here in this new realm of me, is to sobriety is me living this out. Not drinking anymore as me living that out. Like staying faithful to the good things that are bringing me forward and showing up for myself. And I just feel like this word is one that's shaped a lot in my life previously, and it's one that's me staying faithful to the process is one that's going to shape a lot of what I'm doing moving forward. And I hope to remain faithful to this process, because I'll tell you what, I haven't really had many people. I do have some guests scheduled, and we'll get into that, but I have them scheduled. But just getting on here and talking my guts out isn't so easy. It takes a little bit of prep work and some ideas of what I'm going to talk about and what I'm going to say, but the spilling it part is hard. The coming up and just telling you guys, that's the hard part. That's the part that I feel I need a little bit of courage and help with. And at the end of the day, me doing this podcast, my favorite thing about it is that I get to talk to you guys and that I'm doing something that I love. Like, it's never, they say if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Like, I inherently want to talk to everybody about life, not just the people I choose. And anybody who wants to come on here, feel free to reach out. I know it can be scary getting on here and talking about yourself, but it can be somewhat liberating too. it can be freeing. And that's what I found with it, is that it can be really freeing. So I know I mentioned last time about the Q&As. I'm going to leave a link to where you can get a hold of me. These have mainly just been coming in through the site's DMs, but I'm going to leave an email address for you guys in the description that you can email me at and ask questions. So maybe we can get some more of your questions on here. But I got a couple, so I'm just going to like try to answer a few of the question and answers that I got. So let's hit a few that you guys sent in. Let's see. What's the key to a happy life? For me, I think the key to a happy life is probably consistency. You know, happiness isn't a lightning bolt moment. It's not something that just strikes you like, oh, I'm happy all of a sudden. Happiness is built brick by brick. It's showing up daily for those workouts, for those prayers, keeping the promises to yourself, to people that you make. And if you stack enough wins every day, you'll be proud of the life you're living. You know, that's one thing that Colby kind of, and Scotty, I give them both the credit. But Colby always said about the weights, man. He said if I started lifting weights, I would like myself more, and everything else would follow. And I can't say that he's been entirely wrong on that. He's actually been quite accurate. I've been in the best season of my life, I feel, since I cut out the booze and brought in the weights. That's just what it is. So yeah, I think consistency is the biggest thing to living a happy life. And you know, you could say discipline, but really it's just being consistent with yourself and your goals. That's the hard part, you know. And I'm tough on myself. I kick myself sometimes when I don't feel like doing stuff that I want to do. I'm pretty like I have to get pretty mean to myself. And I don't like being mean to other people, and I don't like being mean to myself, but sometimes it's what I have to do if I want to get stuff done. That's just the truth. But all right, next one. What would Patrick think of the man you're becoming? I think Pat would be proud. I think he'd be excited. I'm chasing things with a good heart. I think he'd be. I think he was looking down probably Friday night on that field. I swear I could feel him there in the air. I mean, the day couldn't have been more perfect. The bridge. I swear he was there with us, just looking over me, saying, "Keep going, Dino. You're on the right track." I could feel it. He's with me pretty much everywhere I go. He's with me in every decision I make. He's with me all the time. This was, you know, not having him here anymore is probably the biggest change in my life that I've ever faced. And it, while it haunts me every day, it also is the largest determining factor in the fact that I want to live every day and do exactly what I want to do and be as happy as I can be and pursue my best self. So that that's where this whole thing has led me. Um, and I honestly just I think my next step is I think he'd be proud of me and he'd be wanting me to probably to find someone to spend my time with and be like the great family man that he was. But I think we're maybe we'll get there. I don't know. I have to, that's easier said than done too. Finding someone who would support this lifestyle and all the things that I want to do. I mean, it would take a true teammate in every sense of the word. But that's not to say I won't ever. I don't know. Next question. Uh, how's it feel having more freedom but less structure? Hmm. Honestly, it's it's mentally taxing. Uh, because now I know I am solely responsible for everything that happens to me, good or bad. But it's also sort of like fun, like a challenge. Um, I've got this whole blank canvas to like build and go from, and some days are, super heavy. They feel like I have to do all this stuff and I have to record and thought dump and do this and do that and contact and schedule, and I get a little bit overwhelmed. I won't lie. The goal has been one a week, so this is the one for this week. I wanted to have a guest, but honestly, I didn't fit it in. And that's again my fault as well. Like I slip up, but we're gonna get you guys a guest on here next week, and I hope you guys enjoy. And I hope you guys do enjoy my solo ranting. Um, it gives me an outlet, and I don't mind doing it. But I actually sort of prefer learning more about other people rather than and then you guys learning about me through talking to those other people rather than me just coming up here and like blabbing. But I also like the blabbing too. I can't lie. So, like I said, the freedom and less structure, they you can like I said, I will link where you can email me in the description, but keep sending questions. Uh, and we'll see where they take us next. I enjoy it when you guys ask these questions. I think it's my favorite segment. You guys can ask questions about segments or whatever upcoming. I don't. We got all kinds of things going on, honestly, and I just want to tell you guys how much I appreciate you guys listening in, and that was the whole deal. Was I wanted to give you guys an update on how everything went at the baseball game and where we're headed next, and that I'm doing well. I'm back in Columbus. I've solidified that I am not going to be in a camper for the next. Well, the camper is hopefully 7 months away before I really start touring, and just taking off doing the podcasts in the camper. That's still, that's a plan. It's not the only plan, but that's sort of where we're leaning because I don't know. It just feels like the right thing to do. I've always wanted to see the country, and I think it would be fun to put my bike on the back of a RV and just sort of go and do the podcast and see where life takes me. But I think we're 7 months out from that now, so I'm gonna keep in studio, keep doing my podcast from here in Columbus, keep traveling back to the valley and getting podcasts, and hope to gain some notoriety and sort of build up my audience. And if you guys want to help me do that, you can do that by sharing and liking whatever you can, and hopefully other people will see it and will want to be on the pod. The main goal here is to, if people want to tell their stories, is to let them tell their stories, man. That's because I'm curious in everyone's stories, because I feel like I had quite a unique upbringing, and I have quite a unique perspective on life, given all the things I've gone through at such a young prime age of 33. So as always, I appreciate you guys listening in. And we got, let's see, if if there's anything that hits you, please share it. Please share the episodes. Please just share the YouTube channel with whoever you can. It means so much to me when you do. Your support is literally why I do this, like I said. And maybe if this thing grows, it'll help me land a sponsor to where I could even just. I mean, my whole goal is to make $5. If I can just monetize and say I made anything doing this, I'll be so happy. It doesn't even matter what the amount is. And there might be avenues coming up in the future where I explore things such as like Patreon or things like that, to give you who really want to listen even more dive for like a couple bucks a month. But I don't even know that we're there yet, because I don't know what I want to do yet as far as the content goes to give you guys that extra oomph. So, um, we got Chris Murphy coming on soon. I'm gonna try and get him recorded this weekend. See if I can manage to pull that off, whether it be Saturday or Sunday. Have you have one out by next Thursday or Friday. Because editing takes a little bit of time, but could maybe even have it out sooner than that. But the music nights are still coming along. The night with Craig, me and Scotty, we did write a song. It was good. Maybe you'll be hearing some more of that coming up. Just appreciate you guys so much, and keep listening in, keep sharing the videos, and I'll keep making them as long as you guys keep enjoying them. I love you guys. Thanks for listening, and we will see you Wednesday.